So, there's been a power cut. Hi, John here from Clay Polygon, showing you how I make the costumes and props from the shows you love. If you're new, please consider subscribing. With my Snoke sculpt finally finished, here it is. Let's get on and mould him. Carefully lay him down. Since it's been on the go for a long time at this point, a few minor cracks have started to appear in the clay where it's a bit thin over the expandable foam, so let's just tidy those up first. I noticed a few overhangs on the neck area needed a bit of tidy up before I proceeded. That large kind of innie bit on the neck was always going to be awkward to mould and sculpt and cast and everything, so these things happen. To start with, mix up a small amount of unthickened silicone and dribble it over the important parts of your sculpt. In this case, the face. Make sure you let it kind of drip into all the nooks and crannies. A straw is a great tool to blow your silicone into those hard to reach places, and also to help prevent any air bubbles that might be forming. Let it cure. Once it has, stand it back up and we can get on and make our plastic shim edge. Same stuff that I've used before, about 3 inches with the half spheres near the bottom. And voila! Start your multiple batches of thickened silicone. Mix well, as always. I'm using my plastic bag. I can't say that word. I'm using my plastic bag, there we go, method again. Why would I use anything else? Other than I can't say it. Chop off the corner and pipe some small dots to allow the silicone to hold the shim in place. I do end up using some sellotape at this stage just to hold the shim as straight as I can whilst the silicone cures. Once cured, we can lay him back down on his back and start applying the bulk of our silicone. One side. Let it cure, then do the other side. I have my concerns about this ear, really. 2-part mould, so the shell has to come off, this way. And I don't think it's gonna come off around. You can see how it's not gonna come off around that ear. It will, that's fine, everywhere else is fine. So I might do a 2-half back shell, do another divide down here so it comes off that way and that way. So if that's the case, I need a peg there, there, there and there. I don't think I need anything down here come off that way. I might put a small one there and there. I think that's my next move. I've made my own what are they called? I forgot what are they called? Thingies. I've forgotten what they're called. No, completely gone. These little things. Pour an inch of silicone in the bottom of a Marge tub, let it cure, and then you can cut it up into these little squares. Place on like this, and these will help, once it's fiberglassed, the silicone to sit back in the fiberglass shell much easier. If I remember what they're called, I will let you know by the end of this video. It'll come to me. Next, get a standing knife and trim the edges of your applied silicone to get a nice neat edge. Then, onto the fiberglassing. I should note here, I've made an extra shim for the back join. This is just a fiberglass divider, as you can see. The silicone remains in one piece across the back. This solves the ear problem I showed you earlier.
Oh! What's going? Hey!
So, yeah, there's been a power cut. Just timing. Oh, bloody timing. I can't stop mid-section, so I'm going to use the flashlight, the torch, on my phone to finish that section and then call it a night. I've no idea when the power's going to come back on. Yeah, so, sorry, but you're going to miss a bit of the fiberglassing. I can't stop. You can't stop mid-section. I've got to continue. I've probably said that already. It's... yeah. It's an hour later. Still no power. Still no power. Bloody hell. Still dark. Still very cold. I've got I've got 3 jumpers and a t-shirt on today. To be fair, even if we had power, I would still have this many layers on because the heating in my garage is bloody awful. Anyway, oh come on iPad. There we go. Kind of. Hello. These fiberglass down to about there now. I've done that so I can then turn it over and finish the bottom with another, that's 1, 2, 3 with a 4th part of the mould. So when it's being rotoed, I can easily take that off, pour more resin in and put that back on quickly. So, yeah, there. Stop saying so. Come on, iPad. There we go. This is a really old iPad. What was I going to say? Yes, have to wait for him to cure now. Don't know how long that will take because it's so cold today. But I'm hoping by this afternoon, A, we'll have power back. Wouldn't that be nice? And B, I can get on with him. So I will come back to you when we have power and my phone is charged. Power's back! Power's back! Excellent. The power's back. So I can continue. So what have I managed to do? He's all fiberglass. I've turned him upside down. Now it's cured. My head's off the top of the screen. Can I do this? Yes, I can. So I've turned him upside down. As you can see, on this lovely cardboard box filled with polystyrene bits. It looks reasonably stable. Should stay. So now I'm going to chop this off, fill the gap with clay, get that nice and neat, and then do another part 4. Part 4? Yeah, John, 4th part of the mould. It's not complicated. The 4th part of the mould on top. So I'll put a shim around here, silicone, fiberglass. Yes. Had to saw off the wooden stand first. Here we go. It took some doing, actually. I glued my new piece of cut wood onto the base. Much easier than trying to fill that hole with clay. Next, I smoothed off the join line between the old clay and the old base and my new piece of wood. Unfortunately, from kind of here on in, I had real trouble with the footage that I took. For some reason, no idea why, a lot of it just didn't come out very well. I've cut together what I could. Here is the plastic shim construct ready to be siliconed. It's quite extensive, really. Having to join up those 3 shim walls kind of has to be. Here's what survived of me applying the silicone. And applying the fiberglass. Luckily, hopefully, we'll go with hopefully by this stage, you've seen me do this a few times, so you don't necessarily need to see this stage on this particular occasion. But still, it's kind of bloody annoying that, for whatever reason, my footage just didn't come out.
Next, let's get the edges cut.
Whew. Right, that's better. Glad I've done that. Much less dangerous and sharp now. Next step is drilling the holes for the bolts. As the man said, with the fiberglass cured and the edges cut off, it's time to drill the holes and get the bolts through. So when I do demold it, I know it will all go back together. There we go. Demolding, oh demolding, how I hate thee. It's always a fight to demold something like this. It's just nature of the beast. You just have to keep kind of slowly working at it over the hours until eventually you kind of hear that sweet suction kind of pop as one of the sections, yes John, sections, as one of the sections comes off and you've made progress. Oh, the language that maybe as might have been said when it just doesn't come off. Ah! Yes. Eventually though, it always eventually comes off. So here's the mould, looking good, looking great actually. I can't wait to get it in this rotocast machine and show you, and just see if all this stupidity pans off. Pans off? Pans out. And just see if all this stupidity pans out. But that will be next week's video. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Oh wait, no, mould buddies. That's what they're called, mould buddies. See, I knew I'd remember.